quick cam check. Shit, cut that off.
Jesus Christ, what happened?
The Zippo fluid.
All right. So, what was the question?
You recording? Oh, you're good.
Yeah, I'm recording.
All right. There was no question. We're watching Andrew fucking Tate video.
Yeah. Okay.
We're watching your idols.
So hold on,
your idols video.
hold on. So what did I just say?
You said you was like, oh, you said Andrew Tate's worth $100 million.
Okay, yeah, you said that it's bullshit because he's getting money from a.
I said yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
bullshit. Hustle University, or the fuck that is.
So why is that bad?
Why is what bad?
Why is it bad that he's getting from something that's called Hustler University?
No, the Hustle University is bullshit. The name has nothing to do with it. It's like what the fuck it is.
Oh, you're saying content is bad?
Yeah, like the fucking what he's selling, what he's peddling. It's like all of these other ones, man. I mean, sure, if you agree, if you think that's cool, then you'll probably think the fucking 300 other guys on Instagram selling some bullshit, fucking like pay for my course to fucking do some shit that you probably don't really need to know how to do for $10,000.
Is it 10 grand?
The buy-in. Have you not looked into this?
Oh, I haven't.
Okay. So obviously, if you're gonna talk shit about something, you should know something about it, right?
No,
so
I'm not talking shit.
No, I am though.
Okay.
So obviously, I'd have to look into it a bit.
Yeah, sure.
There's tiers to this. So there's
Okay.
like the free. You can get on a Discord for free, I think, which is like part of like the community or whatever the fuck they call. The next step is pay to get access to some chat. I forget. There's like a few tiers. The highest tier is like some like I forget what they call it. Some kind of room, not like a red room, but some kind of like fucking VIP room. It's like it's in the thousands.
Careful with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to move it out of the. There we go. There, it's out of the frame. It's in the thousands of dollars. For nothing else, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this is like, yeah, sure, it might not be the best source of income or like the most, I guess, exclusive or original or whatever, but to me, as long as something is successful, it should be respected. Like as long as something that you're doing, a source of income, is into a number that makes you outside of being an employee-employer relationship, I think you've cracked something.
You
Now,
know, I could scam people and I can have that.
I wouldn't suggest that this is close to a scam, though. I would say yes. People sell certain things that don't have as much value in the eyes of others, but as long as the general public finds value in a product or a service that makes it efficient or put some type of worth into it, it should be respected.
$5,000 to get into what they call the war room. That's what it is.
Now, if guys want to pay that money, what I'm saying is like we should respect the fact that he has that. Because if you had some lingerie fucking scam where you're telling people if you wear my underwear, your dick's gonna get 2 inches bigger, and Hector, you were selling like 6,000 underwears a day, I'm not gonna go around and be like, Hector's shit's stupid, dude. It's selling 6,000.
I'm not. Well, when you go around, I'm not going around fucking on the internet. Hey, Andrew Tate's a piece of shit. That's just my personal opinion of whenever he comes up in conversation. But I don't feel the need to go around and like bash him in public, saying, "Oh, everybody cancel Andrew Tate. Don't give your money to him. You're with." If you want to give $8,000 for an elite package deal to the Hustler University 2.0, you have every right to do whatever the fuck you want with each of those hard-earned dollars of yours. However, if you're gonna ask me what I think about Andrew Tate and his character and what the fuck he stands for, then I'm gonna have a specific opinion about that.
That's fair enough. I just think that like a lot of females, we could go to the same shit and be like, "Yo, you're selling foundation online, or you're selling some fucking bullshit clothes online, or
What the fuck's okay? Hold on. Some of these things, foundation. Okay, so if some girl sells makeup, there's sure you may not respect that she's selling makeup, but like it's a very one-to-one transaction. It's like, oh, I want something for my face. Here's something for your face. Versus like some shit like, what the fuck is this? How does he sell this shit? The way that this is sold is, I don't want to call it scummy, but it's some like delusions of grandeur. Do you know what that is?
I know what it is.
That's what this is. So
Yeah, but a lot of things girls sell is
no,
also
man.
that.
If you foundation like
Not foundation,
okay,
but
sure,
like services.
like what?
I don't know, therapeutic services, some yoga bullshit, or some classes that are like not scientifically proven or can be measured, or services that aren't the foundation of a human life, I guess, in a way where you don't need it really, right? This is the same thing. You're selling a service. What does Dr. Phil sell? A fucking
Dr. Phil doesn't sell anything.
yeah, but his brand sells like the idea of communicating within a group based some kind of therapy lesson. He sells that, right? So he's selling as himself as a brand. Same as Andrew Tate. He's selling the idea of a certain lifestyle as a brand.
The idea here is if you pay him money, he will make you money.
He'll give you ideas and tools to make you money. Now,
Sure, but he doesn't. That was extremely low key. That's like, if that's how it was pitched, I don't think anybody would buy it. The way this is pitched is like, your eyes turn into fucking like dollar signs. This
So
is
there's-
like you throw money at this because
Sure.
it's solely like, oh my god, yes.
so why is this upsetting?
Why is this upsetting? Because it's mostly bullshit. What do you mean? Why is it
Sure,
upsetting?
but sales is bullshit, right? He just has a good pitch.
What do you mean sales is bullshit?
So what you're telling me is what I'm picking up is what the product is not that great. Fair, okay? Let's say the product's not that great, but he has a good pitch.
There is no product.
The service,
Yeah, sure.
is
Yeah.
is the the product is a service. So
It's okay, fine.
it's not a physical product,
Sure,
but
sure,
it's
sure,
it's
sure, sure.
it's a knowledge based product. Now whether that makes people money or not, or what the percentage is aside the point. That's based on the service. Now you're saying that the pitch is too over the top, too
It's misleading.
misleading.
Yes.
Okay, sure. But as a guy in sales, I would expect you to be like, well, it's fucking sales, bro. Like, of course, this isn't new stuff. There's tons of guys. Fresh and Fit sell the same shit. That red pill energy garbage.
Oh yeah, I know.
And it's almost the opposite side of the coin with the feminist shit. It's like the total opposite, basically. 180 version
Listen,
of that.
At the end of the day, bullshit's bullshit no matter where
Yeah,
it comes from.
sure.
I'm not debating that at all. It's just weird when you're like, oh, foundation. It's like, bro, it's like if someone wants to buy some fucking perfume, if someone sells perfume, all right, there you go, a fucking perfume for perfume need. But this isn't that. We're talking
Yeah.
like fucking weird ass fucking like, oh, get ready to get called into like the next group of amazing men ready to change the world and change your life. You
Yeah.
feeling down and out on your life? You feeling like a piece of shit? Well, if you pay me 10 grand, you're gonna feel like an amazing fucking piece of fucking what? You know what I mean? Like that. It's just
Yeah.
it preys on guys who are down and out. Because
Sure.
this is sold to be like transformational, transform
Sure.
your life, transform your lifestyle. You know,
Sure.
you got divorced and you got dumped and you're taking care of 3 kids. Well, with this shit, now you're gonna be able to take care of yourself, your kids, and anybody else who comes into your life. Like that's how much it's like. That's the level at which it's pushed.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just it doesn't sit well with me personally. And so, sure,
Listen,
this guy might be a 100
fair
millionaire.
enough.
Fine, honestly, good for him making that money, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna respect what he does.
And I think in like a total sense of this argument, I would say that one of the reasons I don't see any like as much wrong with it. I do agree that it's scummy. I do agree that it's not the best service or the most useful service. But I think where we disagree in ideas is the level of business that we would run ourselves. Like I don't think you would run a business like that yourself, because you would be like, well, what am I really selling in the big scheme of things? Whereas a guy like me, I sold worse. Let's just say.
I get it.
right?
I get it.
Right?
The main thing
So-
here, bro, honestly, is just like with this. If someone asks me, "Do you respect Andrew Tate?" The answer is no. I don't respect Andrew Tate. That's really what it comes down to, and that's based on what my perception is of him,
Yeah.
what I believe he stands for, and what he does.
Yeah.
That's really it, right? So that's not to say that I'm gonna start calling him out like a piece of shit, be like, "Hey man, fuck," or like DM people and be like, "Hey man, you should like stop following him." That's not what I would do, because he's not at the end of the day truly harming people.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who really do idolize this guy, Like they truly do. I'm not saying it's millions of people, but there is a good amount of people who really do believe
Could
this
be
guy's
millions.
like a good. Well, fine, probably not, but I don't even know if this guy has millions of followers. Those millions, how many of them actually I'm trying to like truly idolize this guy.
Yeah.
Like they will defend him. Like if I said this in front of them, they would fucking sit behind and type me up like a 2-minute fucking essay.
I'd say
and
good
whatever.
good amount. But anyway,
There's a
that's
good amount of
that's
people
side. Yeah.
that truly idolize this guy, and I'm just saying that I'm on the other end of that.
Okay. I would also say that what he's projecting to be is like an elite millionaire type of guy. I don't think elite millionaires care that you respect them because end of the day, their surrounding life respects them because they have a certain amount of funds. They can buy respect with that fund. So for them, I think if you ask these guys that are
You can't buy
On-
respect.
on top of social media, they don't really care if guys respect them. They'll project respect. And like you would say this or other guys would say this, but I think for them it doesn't matter if you respect them. As long as they have income coming in, that's what they care about. I think these guys care more about money than respect. And even if it comes down to it. So for them, like, you know, if you go up to Rogan or something, you're like, hey,
No,
this guy.
they absolutely care because from that is how they get money. They get money because people truly believe in what they do.
Let's
Like they
watch this-
really
let's watch
fucking
this
do.
next clip about
There's
this, 'cause this is
Tens of
this goes
hundreds of
hands-
thousands of potentially even,
Sure.
as you said, millions of people
Yeah.
that truly will follow this guy to the ends of the earth.
Sure. Let's go. The best relationships were the ones made in the 60s and 70s when the baby boomers were coming out because men and women had their sex roles right. And then everything changed over. And now things are like, you know, girls are getting these $200,000 contracts, but they're also on antidepressants. They're also like super sad. They also can't find, it's the biggest amount of, negative population that we're having. We're having more people die than kids being born in a lot of
Because you
countries.
got the fucking worst fucking family structures, not the best from back in those days. And man, that was back in the day you could fucking beat the shit out of your kids.
That's perfect.
And
That's
then
what we
that
needed.
kid ends up fucking needing therapy because he's all fucked up in the head. And then he fucking gets drunk and abusive and he's fucking beating on his next kid. And then the next until finally someone decides to break the cycle.
Yeah, but
So-
dude, getting hit sometimes is good
Sure.
as a man.
Sure. But that wasn't that in
Like
your
women shouldn't get hit as kids because I just don't think they can handle the trauma. But men, I mean, I think my mom every day she beat my ass. I was like, you should have get in a couple more shots, mom. I'm like, feel free. Like now, like I can handle hits, so like just feel free. Just give me a free shot here and there. What's gonna happen? Lose a couple brain cells? You know what I mean?
Well,
She's 64, son.
what happened to that CTE discussion we were having?
Yeah, but how much CT am I gonna get from a 64-year-old woman giving me a right cross? Like
Maybe-
0.5 brain cells? Come on, I can
maybe-
handle that.
How many are left at this point, man? Come
Dog,
on.
right now I'm
Double
I'm
digits.
telling you, I'm in triples. I'm in triple million digits. Okay. You're like those numbers don't make sense. Triple millions. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Dude. Anyway, let's go back to this.
Yeah, okay, let's check it out. To be fair, none of those guys are truly healthy. If you're streaming video games for 12 hours a
Yeah,
day
you're
every
not
day,
healthy.
and you started young, because there's guys who will branch out in life, okay, guys like fucking King Batch or whatever, they just decide to try it out when they're fine. If you start doing this when you're fucking 13, your fucking brain's still developing, and this is your world, is an online screen,
Yeah.
like, you're not going to be mentally balanced.
King Batch is old, you know that?
Yeah, he's like 35. Yeah, I know. But guys like that, yeah, like King Batch, whatever, you branch out and try different things, fine, whatever.
What's gonna happen to those guys? Like they're not married or anything like that.
Who?
And like
Batch?
guys like that, right? Guys like that. where
Batch is doing really well, actually.
no, he's doing well. Like he's on TV and stuff. But what I'm saying
TV,
is
he's got a gym. It's cool.
like, sure. But what I'm saying is like, you know, the old school mentality. Like, okay, by the time you're 35, you're gonna get married or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not in the cards for them.
I don't think that works for them.
Because if you want to be like ultra successful, you need a lot of time on your hands, and to be in a marriage and to be, you know, we've all been in long-term relationships. It's a fucking, it's a working fucking progress, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta constantly
Yeah,
like
that's true.
make each other happy and have these fucking talks, and that takes away from like individual progress. You know, how much time do you really have to like, you know, do jujitsu? How much time do you have to stop fucking with that, dude? Give me that fucking lighter.
Yo, relax, bro.
Yo, give me that lighter.
Relax.
Yo, get out of here. You're not a
Yo,
welder. You don't know how to use a lighter. Pass.
I'm not a welder,
And
bro.
you-
What are you welding with this? Tissue?
Yo, and another thing, you got small thumbs, okay? And even that girl at McDonald's, she said, you got small thumbs.
She said it because she was 14 and she liked you.
No, she
had
wasn't
a,
14.
She had a crush on you, bro.
No chance. No chance. But you have small thumbs.
Why is that something you feel the need to point out? That's my question.
It's they're unbelievably
They're not
small.
okay. They're not that small,
No,
bro.
listen, they're not short. What I'm saying is they're not wide. Like
Okay.
like as a, you're okay. How you're 29 now, or you're gonna be 29
Sure,
soon?
yeah.
Okay, you're 28. So let's say your body fully develops, your bones develop in 6 years,
Mhm.
brother. You're gonna have some small fucking hands. You're gonna have
I
maybe
don't
not
underst-
small hands.
What I'm struggling to
thin
understand
hands.
here is like your
Why?
obsession with this. Like
Why?
why? Like I don't get this.
Me personally, I would be concerned as a man. I'd be like,
why are you concerned?
okay,
Why? Okay, why are you concerned about another man's body? That's my question.
this is why. Let me break it down for you, big guy, and I need you to have some patience because this is gonna be a 3-minute point.
All right.
Okay, now as a man, we just discovered right now that you're gonna be doing a lot of the male roles. Okay, changing tires. You're gonna be doing hands-on shit. Okay, now small thumbs. What's the most useful piece of body that humans have that other animals don't? A disposable fucking thumb, bro. And you got the weakest of the weakest link, right? So let's say, right, you're grabbing a little fucking nut that you're putting a bolt on, and boom, daddy's thumb goes sideways. Now your daddy's done, right? Daddy's done because daddy doesn't have a
Where the
fucking right thumb.
Where the fuck?
That's
do I
what I'm
begin with-
saying. You
Where do
need
I
to
begin with
have-
that fucking sentence?
You need to have a
disposable
good surface
thumbs.
area.
Opposable thumbs, motherfucker.
Listen,
what is a disposable thumb?
The ones that
Where
count.
do you get a new one? I just throw this thing out and
Yo,
get more?
listen.
You
Real
mother-
men have disposable thumbs,
Piece
not
of-
opposable.
piece of
Look,
body?
check this out.
Mother-
Boom, new thumb, right
Oh my
there,
God,
son.
man.
You know what I'm
Get
saying?
a new brain. God damn it.
Listen, it's charging.
You fucking kill me.
I put the new one on a good charge.
Oh, yeah, it's on
man.
the USB-C technology.
It's on fast charge.
Bro.
What is he talking? He attacked. He had like this like dog guard on his door, and his door was open to the outside,
Mm.
and the bear
I
came
think
in.
I did see this. Like,
Bro.
yeah, yeah.
He went hands on while he's on his knees, and he basically charged this little brown bear. And the brown bear, I wouldn't say was a child, but it was like not an adult yet.
Mm.
And it was a fair fight. He got him out there, bro.
Dude, you know what the craziest story is I ever heard of a guy fight? Like, there's legit confirmed accounts of guys killing bears with their hands. The craziest one I ever read was a guy who killed a grizzly.
Yeah.
He took his arm and shoved it down the grizzly's throat until the grizzly choked and died. That has to be the most ridiculous fucking... Like, you understand how fucked up that is?
Yeah.
To think, like, your first instinct is to just, like, oh, I'm gonna fucking stick my fist and my whole arm down that fucking mouth. And then it actually dies.
Yeah, I heard a story in my hometown of this grandpa, right? And he had a missing arm, and it was because he fought like 6 wolves or something, right? And one of the wolves that bit him bit his arm, so they have to amputate it,
Yeah.
so he doesn't get rabies. Long story short, when they got because it was the Shah time back then.
Oh,
which was
yeah,
the
yeah.
king time,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they had actual police back then. When the police got on site, they saw 6 dead wolves.
What the fuck?
Okay, 6 dead wolves, 1 guy. Okay,
Mm.
and he basically, with his knife, like a little Swiss
Yeah, yeah,
knife,
yeah.
and his hands.
You
he
just went John
killed
Wick on that.
6
Oh
wolves.
my god.
And that was more impressive to me than like one bear, even if it's a grizzly, because the attack of wolves. If you ever seen like Animal Planet or something like that,
Mhm.
where you watch wolves attack,
Yeah.
they don't attack one by one, bro. They attack like
They swarm.
3 at a
They
time.
swarm.
They partition themselves into like 2 teams that attack you, and especially like they'll go half and half always. Half of them will attack you, the big ones first, and the little ones start fucking tearing you apart, your limbs.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? That's the method that they go. It's kind of like hyena based. They start fucking snipping at you, boom, 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 boom. That's why it's impressive. 6, dog.
That's crazy.
6. And
Why don't they? So wait, one thing you mentioned there. Do they not have police anymore?
they do. It doesn't have any power though.
Oh, okay.
It's militia run. Like if you go to Iran,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like military guys just walking around, and they have all sorts of fucking power. They got
What the
they
fuck?
got guns. They'll
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
you aside and they'll just fuck you if they
Jesus.
fucking want to. They'll beat the shit out of you. They'll do whatever the fuck they want, bro. Like even in the bigger cities, it doesn't matter.
Really?
Some of the hijab stuff in the bigger cities is like more exposed, where girls have like
The
you know,
half?
this much of their hair showing and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and they're not wearing like full hijabs and stuff like that.
Mhm, mhm.
Sure, that's progressing. And from the last time I've been there was like 10 years ago almost, if not longer. I guarantee you it's progressed even more.
Mm.
But still, I mean, it's still military based, bro.
Yeah,
it's a,
yeah.
It's a fascism, bro.
Jesus.
You have a religious leader. You have someone called a fucking president, but is not really a president because he has no actual power.
How much power do Ahmadinejad have
Now or then?
then? Like in his prime?
He
Or
was
do you
a-
think
he
it's
was
his
a-
prime now?
He's not in his prime.
He's not. So in his prime?
He's not president.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. True. In his
Those guys get switched off just like
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah.
US guys do. They do 2 terms.
So in his prime, how much power do you think he had?
Enough to get on media, but not enough to actually attack. Like this is the thing, Iran is protected by Russia and China always, so they're not
making decisions by themselves.
never,
Cleared by Russia.
never.
You're right.
Russia, China, because they're a big export into Iran is China and Russia.
Yeah.
So, and India. I don't know if
India
you
as
know.
well. I didn't
India as
know.
well. A lot of Saudi stuff. The funny thing is, Saudi's low key. Like a lot of those Arabic countries,
Yeah.
they have a lot of trade with Iran, right? But a lot of those Arabic countries are protected by the states, which is funny because the states and Iran don't actually see eye to eye on a lot of trade agreements.
Yeah.
However, they're not like blockade off like Cuba. And right
Yes, that's true.
now, they're trying to actually work out a deal with Iran, like a nuclear deal.
Well, I saw Biden's in Saudi Arabia right now trying to like do some shit.
Yeah, but that was bullshit, right? Biden's like a little puppet that's useless. It's honestly, with Biden's campaign, it's really Obama still pulling the strings as far as like sponsorships, as far as the face of the presidency is still kind of Obama. Like spokesperson is not Obama, it's Biden because of him being in president power, but in technicality, like if you see their interactions, Obama's always around. Still, even now.
I haven't seen him around once.
Dude,
I see him tweet.
You should see these.
I'll
You should
see him
see these
tweet.
parties.
Well,
See-
parties, sure, but like anything official. I've
Like
never seen.
investors and stuff, like greet Obama. They don't greet Biden, especially when they're together. Even now, Biden's out of his mind, bro. He's 80, dog, and he's World War II 80. Like he's weird 80.
It's
You
same
know,
age
he-
as Trump, man.
No, but it's not like Trump, because Trump makes sense. He's coherent. He's much more coherent. Yes, his points are crazy.
Coherent. I'd say coherent, but it doesn't make fucking sense. Not at all.
Sure, but that's aside the point.
Anyways.
He's not stuttering.
What was I gonna? I had another question about that. Oh no, I was gonna mention. Did you know that in if you go to Israel, they don't stamp your passport. They give you a special book instead,
Yeah. So
because if you were to go to other countries in the Middle East, if they were to see a stamp from Israel, they'd deny you.
because they're Muslim and Israelis are Jews.
It's the same. My dad was telling me that when he went to Cuba with my mom, they didn't stamp either.
Yeah, they don't
Because
they're not
the
dumb.
moment you're basically Well,
They're
it's
not
not
trying to trash you. either.
exactly
Yeah.
the moment that they stamp
Because
you,
if they start
you're basically you're
if
you're
you
fucked.
if they start trashing you like that, then they're not gonna get as many tourists.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's a money game. But also, I'll tell you this: like Jews, pound for pound, have a lot of power right now in 2022, considering the fact that they're such a small part of the population, world population.
Oh yeah, always have been.
That's-
Always have been.
That's impressive.
Since like the late 1800s.
But that's impressive.
Oh no, of course.
And it basically goes back to that family dynamic of how to save money and how to compound your money together, like Indians do in Lower Mainland, where they like live 4 families in a household. Like that's how it started.
Yeah.
That's like the modern way of doing things.
Well, what I've noticed from any ethnicity that starts to do well for themselves, the one common thing that I've seen is that there's consistency in what they do.
Yeah.
It's like an unspoken rule that they agreed to, that there's going to be consistency among them as a group. So whether they're pursuing the same occupations, whether they're pursuing the same investments,
Yeah.
or whether they're pursuing the same, like whatever, versus like other ethnic groups that just let everybody kind of do whatever they want, and then everyone's just doing their own thing. There's no unity, and because there's no unity, there's no way to like truly advance. Like Latinos have that problem where everyone just does whatever. So, well, what the fuck? Versus like Indians, when they came here, they all decided to fucking buy land because that's what they did back in India. So that's what the fuck they're gonna do here, and they're gonna do it together.
Yeah.
And then the Jews, again, from what they did and they decided to do, they're like, all right, let's fucking start banking.
Mm.
All right, let's start doing that. Let's be bankers and let's be lawyers, but let's all do it together, and then that way we can like help, boost each other up, and then eventually whatever.
Jewish mafia was one of the first people that kind of aligned their components of building on their future generation by not allowing them to take part of the family business. Like that was a big thing I saw in this documentary, where a lot of these grandkids and kids of these old school Jewish mafia guys would like recall memories of their father and mother basically forcing them into university values.
Yeah.
And not allowing them. Like he's like, oh yeah, my dad caught me with some weed in like the 70s or whatever, and kicked my ass, and he never let me do that, and took me to private school. And it was crazy because it's like, if you look at a lot of these accounting firms, a lot of these banks, a lot of these lawyer firms, law firms, you would see that they're actually directly connected to the mafia.
Yeah,
Like
if you go before that.
a lot of that is like family inherited business.
A lot of those actually still even go back all the way to the original Jewish immigrants out of New York. Like that section of New York where all the Jews land, I forget which part of Manhattan, that essentially was like the genesis of all these powerful Jews now.
Isn't it sad that like our families never came from money? Like my family was a bunch of carpenters and like fucking farmers. Like we're going back like 10 generations.
How were people in Iran rich? Like who was
rich?
Sorry, let me rephrase that question. Amongst the population in Iran, how did the rich make their money?
Now or when?
Let's say
Give me a time.
50 years ago.
So 1970s?
Yeah, but before the revolution.
Okay. Merchants.
So merchants were like the high class.
Like other than politics, yeah.
Yeah, so like discarding politics and
Celebrity.
and well, there wasn't there were celebrities back then, but like or royalty.
Yeah.
So discarding politics and royalty, how did the rich make their money? Merchants.
Rich. What are we talking about? Like top 5%, 10%? What are we talking about?
Like whatever's under royalty and politicians. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but that sways a lot, right? Because if you're top 70%, you're still killing it. You're not.
No, I'm talking like the top 5, 10%.
Okay, 5, 10%. Because money value is different now than then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then it was like Iranian rial was closer to US dollar than it is now. Now it's like completely different.
Sure, but was the wage gap like flat?
It was very similar. What I'm saying is like basically you had the opportunity to progress just like a capitalistic world. you would, right?
No, that's not. So I think maybe we're getting confused. In the U.S., you have l- like working class, middle class, upper class.
Yeah.
Right. In Iran, is there also three?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so of the upper class, how do they make their
The
money?
upper class in Iran is a lot larger than the upper class here.
That's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
But-
So the
but
upper
anyways,
class constitutes of like the top 40% people.
Really? So
Yeah.
they were all making about the same money, the top 40%.
Not the same, but there was a big range in the top upper class, like where it would go from anywhere from, if you're making $100,000 in Iran,
Would the low end of that not just be an upper middle class instead?
there is no such thing as upper middle class, because as far as regions of living,
Mm.
there's either low class, middle class, or upper class.
Oh, okay.
There's
Okay.
there's no middle high class.
Okay, it makes
area,
sense. Makes sense.
right?
So in that upper class, there's like, it varies.
A big range,
Right,
right?
okay,
You'd
okay.
start with guys that are like entrepreneurs, and you would finish guys that are entrepreneurs, right? Because that's a big range,
Yeah,
right?
fair.
Depending on factory size, store size, stuff
Yeah.
like that, what you're selling, product size. Merchants take majority of that range, right?
Mhm.
Because you'll have these ultra millionaires that are selling oil,
Mm.
private oil on private land,
Yeah.
right, to private entities, right? And then you'll have guys that are, they have like 15 stores in the city, right? A lot of Turkish people did that because the Turkish lifestyle and the Turkish culture is like, education isn't pushed to the forefront.
Right.
Money is pushed to the forefront. Business minded,
Mm-hmm.
business
From the beginning.
mindset from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like as a child, you'd see little kids
Yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out with their dads,
Yeah.
and their dads are mechanics, whatever. But it doesn't matter what they're doing. Is that they have a big business coming in,
Mhm.
right? You could be a plumber, but if you have 50 other plumbers working under you, you got a big business,
Yeah.
right? So that's what was pushed. Whereas the Farsi people, they were more into education. So they were like the dentists, lawyers, stuff like
academics.
that. You would have some small town people like my mother who their whole families kind of everybody went to university, everybody did their math. Like out of my whole family on my mom's side, bro, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
all 18 went to university.
That's impressive.
16 out of those 18 have their master's, PhD, or higher,
What the fuck?
right? Like that's impressive, man. You look at now, dude, me and my sister, my sister has double major and I'm going to school right now. But like
Yes.
we're in a way better country.
Yeah.
Right? They were like 18 kids living in a fucking rancher.
When were the first universities posted up in Iran?
Like what year?
1800s?
Earlier than that, bro. Dude, Iran was the center of Mesopotamia. Like one of the biggest cities. Like a lot of Babylon stuff was like Iraq, Iran area. Western Iran was Babylon area.
Mm.
So as far as like civilization, Iran goes back a long time.
Yeah, but it's because education looked a lot different back 2,000 years ago than it does now. That's
It's
why.
It's hard to
There was
quantify.
there was no electrical engineering.
Yeah,
back in the day.
it's hard to but then you have to also recycle the idea of these Greek education systems, right?
No, I
From
don't.
back
Like
in the day.
I can't compare ancient Greek education to now. Back
Yeah.
in the day, you could literally make a living, bro. If we were alive in the time of Socrates, me and you could be having sex with our wives, and then have breakfast, and then we go down to the forum and just talk shit all day. And that's our living, bro. We do this.
sick.
They literally had
That's sick.
podcasting, live podcasting, and that was your life.
That's sick.
Those were the philosophers.
Yeah.
Socrates. Plato was a kid looking up to Socrates back in that day.
Yeah, buddy.
You had all these guys, and that was their
Now,
living.
was Plato getting raped by Socrates? Good chance. I promise you. I promise
they
you,
didn't-
kid. I promise
The
you.
sexual dynamics of ancient Greece were very different to how they are
Dude,
now.
that's-
I know a lot more about that than maybe I should, but yeah.
I'm telling you right now, they definitely were getting fucking plowed. They were getting clocked, cleaned, and cleaned
It's
out.
not how you think.
Oh, buddy. It was
That's
a
what they
kite runner all over
That's
again.
what they always say,
It
right?
was a kite runner all over again.
But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is it looked a lot different than it does now, right? Like this whole
100%.
idea of universities is a very modern and it's a very Western thing because Eastern civilizations have been having higher level education since before Western universities have existed.
Sure.
Because I think the first contemporary university is from like the 1300s or like 1400s, so
Yeah.
somewhere in England or Germany. But that's not to say that other countries didn't have high level people.
Yeah.
Iran had them, China had them, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
like,
but it makes sense if like more progressive countries with more open ideas, because a lot of countries, in 1300s were really religious based. So
Yeah.
it's hard to
I-
find
I'm ju-
sciences in religion.
I'm just curious because
In Iran, actually, the
in
Islamic,
Peru, I think the first one's like the 1700s, or like there's like 1790 something is like the oldest university.
what's
there's like one of them.
in Iran,
Mm-hmm.
that Islamic mentality wasn't in there in the 1300s. It wasn't
Well,
condoned.
Islam just started in the 900, so
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like it wasn't a big influence as people. Like there was
I believe that.
there was a lot of Christian based
Yeah.
people in Iran.
Yeah, for I 100%
A
believe
lot
that.
of Kurdish people are actually Christians.
Well, it's yeah, I believe it just because, like I said,
And,
that
like, there's-
region has had people for way longer than
Yeah.
Islam has been a religion.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like there's a religion called Baha'i,
Wait, hold on.
and
is
white
this-
people call it Baha'i.
I was gonna say, that's not the. No, I'm thinking something else. I'm thinking like the Baathist
No, it's
Baha'i. What do you call it? What is it really called?
not. Baha'i.
Oh, say it again.
Baha'i.
And what do white people call it?
Baha'i.
Baha'i.
But yeah, Baha'is is like another religion. They I don't know. They do some stupid shit. They like
That's a new religion. It says.
with the sun and shit.
Yeah.
They're weird like that. But there's some sub religions in Iran which are funny. Like there's like some Sikhs and stuff which are hilarious. Like down south and stuff. There's some Sikh people that come there and shit. It's a funny combination of people considering the fact that it's the size of British Columbia.
This Baha'i thing is really interesting. Do you know the founder's name? Can you pronounce this shit? Baha'u'llah. That's how you say it.
No. Let me see. it.
Baha'u'llah.
I gotta see his Farsi name.
Oh shit! I don't know if you're gonna find that.
Baha'u'llah
Ah.
is a prophet.
Yeah. Well,
Founder.
yeah, founder of the. I was just reading up on it.
He was born in Iran,
Aristocratic.
an aristocratic family
Mhm.
in Iran, and was executed due to his adherence to Messiah Babi faith. Yeah, it's this is going back a little bit, bro.
Not too much. That's a pretty new religion. 19th century. That's 1800s.
Yeah, I mean this is fairly new, but if you go to okay, so there's a religion called Zoroastrianism.
We know about this.
Okay, oldest religions in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, that is hilarious because a lot of these Farsi fucking people, they'll have these like eagle with
Yeah.
the wings. And
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
and you'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
Like, what is this? This guy's not. And his family doesn't even believe in this. And it's bunch of just like Shachi motherfucker, like monarchy followers, right? And they'll have these tats on them and shit, and it's so overplayed. It's like the Jersey Shore.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? For Italians,
See?
there's hold on. There's Baha'i, there's Christianity, there's Islam, there's Judaism, there's Shia Islam, which is like, it's kind of like basically Catholic.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
understood.
Like a different
Yeah.
type of Christianity. There's Manichaeism, which is a religious part of in Sasani Empire, which is basically like it's a combination of Islam, but it has some weird steps in it that don't make sense. Is Sony, which is like
Sunni.
yeah,
Yeah, the Sunnis. Yeah.
and there's some Buddhism. There's Sikhs. There's Sufism. Like Sufism is like there's Sunnis and Sufis.
What the fuck?
It's
There's
basically like
three.
there's basically
I thought
like
it was just Sunnis and Shiites.
you know how you have like what are the different components of Christianity? There's like Christians. There's Catholics. There's like
There's so many.
what are those other ones?
Lutherans,
Yeah, Lutherans. What are
Uh,
the P?
Baptists,
The Baptists.
Protestants, Mormons
yeah,
are technically Christian
yeah.
as well.
So that's basically that.
Jesus.
And then there's the cool ones are Mithraism, which is a mystery religion centered around Proto-Zoroastrianism, Persian god of
What
Mithras.
the fuck?
That was practiced in the Roman Empire from about 1st to the 14th century.
What?
There's some cool religions
That's
over there.
crazy.
And you'll go to these guys like neighborhood and you'll see all these portraits of things that they have to learn, like the 10 Commandments. And you'll have all these rules and shit, which is cool. I have some pictures from like 2011 when I went all over Iran, and there's some places with these guys in there, and they're like crazy dudes, bro. They look like tribal people.
The Mithrians?
Like a lot of those crazy ones. There's
Oh.
Mithrian, there's Mizarians, there's Zoras. Like those guys, like true guys that are following those religions, they're like spooky guys, bro.
Oh yeah.
They're like Pirates of the Caribbean kind of
Yeah.
guys.
Okay.
They're still living in the past and shit. Like they're kind of like Mormon type, where they don't fuck around with like real shit. Let's watch these 2 videos.
Sure.
and then
I just
bounce.
wanted to see the oldest.